Time high of $15.9 billion in 2022 and still growing healthily. Streaming is clearly the savior, but in the process, it changed the music biz more radically in the last few years than at any other time in its history. Let me explain. First, of course, there was a massive change in how music is delivered. Since the 1890s, music has been monetized by selling something: wax cylinders, piano rolls, shellac records, vinyl records, cassettes, CDs, and cheesy merchandise. Well, I guess we're still doing that. Today, the business is no longer based primarily on sales of physical goods, though they still exist, but rather on Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, Amazon Music, YouTube, and similar services. Second, this change goes way beyond the way you get your music. Consider this. 1. In the past, when record sales were the mainstay of the recorded music business, you could go to a record store and buy 2 or 3 records at a time. Today, you can only stream 1 song at a time. That may not seem like a big deal, but 2. In the days of physical goods, an artist was paid the same money for each record sold, regardless of whether a buyer listened to it 1,000 times or never took it out of the shrink wrap and used it as a doorstop. But today, the more listens you have, the more money you make. I'll explain how later. However, 3. In the old days, if my record sold big numbers, it didn't make any difference to the number of sales you had. Your fans would buy your albums, and my fans would buy mine. In fact, if you had a big seller, it would bring a lot of people into record stores, and that increased the chances of selling my records. But in the streaming world, that's no longer true. For reasons we'll discuss later, the more listens you get, the less money I make. A truly radical change. Streaming has delivered us from the jaws of despair. As I said a minute ago, we beat the industry's 1999 revenue record when we hit $15.9 billion in 2023. And that's really awesome, except for the pesky little fact that in 1999, gasoline was $1.68 per gallon. But even adjusting for inflation, I predict the industry is going to be bigger than it's ever been in history. Why? In 1999, the historical peak of the music biz, an average CD buyer spent about $40 to $50 per year on CDs. Let's call it $45. Today, with subscriptions priced at $10 per month, the average per subscriber fee is about $7 because of student and family discounts. So let's use $7 per month, which means a music fan spends about $84 per year. The $45 in 1999 is worth about $72 today, according to my deep research of 2 minutes to find a chart on the internet. So at $84 in today's dollars, we're already ahead of the $72 equivalent for CD purchases that we got from fans in the good old days. On top of that, the number of subscribers is growing all over the world, and subscription fees are going up. But wait, there's more. In the heyday of the music biz, the average CD buyer stopped going to record stores, or even listening to much music, in their early 20s. Today, people of all ages subscribe to streaming services. Oldsters listen to classic rock or Frank Sinatra, and toddlers want stuff like Baby Shark, a song that can mercilessly eat your brain. Which means streaming is not only generating more money per user, the $84 versus $72 in the above example, but it's also bringing in a wider range of consumers than ever before. How can the industry not be bigger than ever? This digital revolution also allows artists to get their music directly to fans without a record label being a gatekeeper. That levels the playing field and gives more power to artists, who can generate a substantial...
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.